Obviously everybody's pointing to your last bout in June and saying, oh, maybe there's some weakness there. She's finally showing that she can be beaten. How do you look back to that fight in June? What do you think we saw in that fight?
I think it was a good fight, and definitely we are speaking about the top competition, right? Best promotion of mixed martial arts in the world. We're competing all the best athletes. Definitely, you're gonna have to work out a lot, and not every fight can be like easy fight, right? But this is the difference between champion and challenger, because champion, no matter how hard is the fight, will find the way to stay the champion. This is what I show on the fight. No matter how hard it was, yes, it was harder than like maybe previous fight, but still the champion I am.
Working a long time to get to this point. Here it is, title fight, co-main event, T-Mobile Arena. I guess a couple days out. What's the feeling like for you right now?
Hi, I'm super happy, excited. I trained super hard for this fight.
Yeah. After your last fight, you famously said, I'd kind of like one more fight before I get a title fight. So when you get the call that it is a title fight, what was the feel? Was it like, I'm not prepared yet, I'm nervous, or were you just excited?
Well, after that fight, I knew that this could be an option. And since that time, I just was focused on recovering and training just in case this could happen. So yeah, I always, I don't know why, but I had this date, March 4 on my mind. I don't know why. My coach called me. He said, hey, we have the championship fight. And I was like, true? I said, yeah. And I said, like, let's do this. Okay, we're ready. Why not? Who will say no to a championship fight, right?
You've continued to fight the best in the world. Alexa Grasso, amazing boxing skills, good on the feet, I guess. What do you see in her, and where does she stack up in terms of challenges that you faced?
Yeah, you said exactly. She is very good in what she is doing. That's why she is a contender for this bout, for this next my title defense. And yeah, I took everything seriously about her. I know she's good in her striking, but we also cannot forget we are fighting mixed martial arts. So I prepared for everything as usual. And yeah, just be very attentive during the whole fight and be myself and do everything I have to do to win the fight.
And obviously Valentina's been a champ for a long time, right? So realistically, how long have you been game planning for how I would beat Valentina? What would I do if I was ever in there against Valentina? How long have you been preparing for this fight?
Well, I'm a big fan of women's MMA. Of course, I've been watching her career for a long, long time, and I think this is the biggest challenge of my life. You know, you can say that, I can say that I'm the best striker if I haven't faced, someone like her. And I'm truly happy and inspired for this fight. I know she's tough, she's dangerous in all areas, and this made me train like tons a lot. I was extreme with my discipline, I was extreme with my training, with my diet, with my conditioning. I was extreme in all areas, and definitely I'm a better athlete right now, and I can't wait to prove that.
Nice. And last thing for me, obviously an 8th consecutive defense would be incredible. You're setting women's records, but then you would start getting next to the names like, GSP and Anderson Silva and Demetrius Johnson. Do you look at things like that, and do you want to set records like that before you decide you're done? What else do you have left to check off before you say I've done enough?
It's never enough. No matter how much you are doing, it's never enough, because for me, martial arts, it's my life, and I'm not competing for numbers. I'm not competing for be next to some name or something like that. I do that because I love to do that, and if I do that, I want to be the best.
Valentina, over here. In your last few fights, leading up at the press conferences and the media day, you would say things like, they all say the same thing, they all talk. But Alexa's been very respectful of you. She praises you at media day. So has it been refreshing to have an opponent that isn't, talking? She just respects your skills and wants to challenge herself?
This is I think it's all fighters, they have their own character, right? Alexa, she's Alexa. Other fighters, they're other fighters, and she won't like do things that she never did before, only because someone want to create trash talk or something like that, or more attention for the fight. No, I think this is exactly what this fight game need: characters. If you are like you are, be you are, not be someone else. If someone creating trash talk because he is or she is trash talkers, that's fine. But don't try to play some game that it's not yours. And yeah, I heard like she also mentioned about like everyone has a weak point, something like that. But and she kind of like will figure it out where is this weak point. But I want to say I want to leave a reminder: while you're trying to figure out my weak point, don't forget about your weak point. Don't forget about your fears. I know her fears, I know her weak point, and I will use it in my game.
Nice. Last thing for me, a special time for Mexican MMA right now, right? With the champions that are being crowned. I mean, I guess what would it mean for you to be, setting history as well as a woman champion from Mexico? Certainly it's for your personal career as well, but I think for a nation it's pretty special too.
Well, imagine that, making history. I know that it's not easy. It's never easy to be the first female Mexican champion, like born, raised, trained in Mexico, means the world to me. So it's a big motivation, of course, pressure too. I want to do it great, but yeah, I'm super excited for this.
Alexa, over here. After Valentina's win over Tyla, a lot of fans and critics said like, oh, maybe she's finally falling off because she had a close fight, and even Tyla was like, I want the rematch right away. So after watching that fight, do you just think she maybe had an off night? Maybe Tyla had the right game plan, or do you think Valentina is actually on her way down?
Well, she won. Sometimes you can't be all around perfect. Sometimes you do something wrong and all people is judging you like, oh no, you're not good at this, but I think she's great. She trained very hard. She's always training. She's a good athlete, and I'm just expecting the best version of Valentina for this fight.
Valentina, way over here in the back. Valentina, we always talk about, oh, she must prepare so much to be at the level that she's at and to be as successful as she has. So when you have a fight like your last one that was so competitive and you already trained so much, does it change anything? How do you improve when you already put so much work into being the best?
Oh, it's kind of like cool thing about martial arts. You never stop to improve. No matter how successful you are here to be better every single day. And no matter how was successful fight, or what fight it was, there is some things to work on. And after every fight, after successful defense, even more a little bit complicated defense, me, my coach Pavel, my team, we are sitting together, we see what we can add to my game, and we work on that. So this process is never stopping for me, so it's kind of natural for me. I every time looking how to be better.
We've interviewed a couple other fighters in your division, and a lot of the younger fighters say just beating Valentina seems more important than the title, just because of who she is. Do you view in the same way, or is the title the most important thing for you?
Well, of course, the title is the most important thing for me, but as a competitor, I like challenges, and knowing all the things that she just achieved, it gives you more motivation and okay, if she has done so much, of course she has a lot more years in the sport, but knowing that all the credentials she has and to be able to win someone like her, I think it's a plus.
And obviously, I'm sure you saw Erin Blanchfield's big win. A lot of people are saying they just want her to fight Valentina next. They're kind of even overlooking this fight. Do you think that's disrespectful? And what do you make of Erin's ascension up the division?
Well, they're not on my focus right now. I'm just focused on Valentina.
The competition in all of the weight classes for the women continues to improve. What are you seeing in the kind of this latest crop of competitors that has improved martial arts for the better, specifically in UFC?
I see a lot of progress in competition, yes, and it's female martial arts, they are on a huge level right now. And I was saying previously that flyweight is going to be the most interesting weight class in like female division, and now we finally can see that, and people accepting that. I was saying it for like years, and now with like when time is passed, people kind of like ready to accept it. It was there since the beginning, but now everyone is ready to accept. This is a difference. But yes, definitely the level is huge right now. Now we can see like not only style against style, for example, wrestler against striker. No, girls are like complete MMA fighter. They fight good in striking, they fight good in wrestling, they fight good in on the ground game. So this is the development of the sport. And MMA, mixed martial arts, is the sport number one in the whole world right now.